Steel Popcorn Podcast. That's it. That's the intro.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Stale Popcorn Podcast. I'm your host, Steven, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Christopher. Chris, how you doing?
I'm here. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Can't complain. With that being said, you got any announcements for us?
Oh, announcements. Well, let's see here. The story for Happy Death Day 3 has been all figured out. We just need to wait for Blumhouse and Universal to get their ducks in a row. My fingers are crossed. You ever see those flicks?
No. It's one too many Groundhog Days impersonators for me around that time, so I was just like, nah.
What else was around that time?
There was, do you remember the movie Palm Springs?
Yeah.
With, yeah, and then I feel like there was, yeah, you caught me in my bullcrap here now.
First of all, Palm Springs came out after these.
Oh, okay.
So
well, that
I'm
was
just
better.
calling you out here. It's definitely,
right.
that's a fine film. But yeah,
Sure.
I seen them both.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of remember the plot from the first. Don't remember exactly the second, but I assume it's another Groundhog's Day situation. And that's just going to happen a third time. I feel like they should just be done with it. Maybe there's huge Happy Death Day fans.
Well, they're cheap and easy to make, so I think that's that. Most horror movies are like that, so they just keep churning them out. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The Russo brothers say they are now waiting for a script for Guy Ritchie's live-action Hercules remake for Disney.
Oof.
My question is, didn't they already make a perfect Hercules with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? You can't. That's sacred lore there. You can't touch such film. What do you mean?
There was a competing Hercules movie that same year. You remember that? With the Callum Luntz, I think his name was.
I don't even know. It sounds like some British chump.
Yeah, he's one of the pale boys from Twilight.
Ooh,
you remember that?
It, the buff, the big guy, You're not talking Edward here. You're talking Emmett, I believe his name.
Emmett, sure.
Emmett, or I think there's Jasper, I believe.
It's not the creepy-eyed one, not Jasper.
What do you mean? They're all creepy-eyed.
Well, yeah, got me there, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, there was two Hercules movies in 1 year. That's all I'm trying to say.
All right. Well, anyways, apparently that might happen here.
All right.
Speaking of Hercules, Extraction 3 is moving forward with schedules currently being figured out for Chris Hemsworth and Sam Hargrave.
Sam Hargrave. What is he in?
I have no idea. I guess I could Google it, but tell me, you watched the other Extractions?
I seen the first one, and I liked it mucho. Muy bueno,
not
if you will.
enough to watch the second, huh?
Yeah. I feel like there's only so much extracting you can do before it becomes... what's the word?
Extracted.
There you go. No, yeah. I mean, John Wick can do it fine, but too much of a good thing, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
I think I'm looking up Sam here.
He's the stunt guy.
He's a stunt man.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, we're going to talk a little bit about stuntmen later on.
Oh,
yeah, I enjoyed it. I'll probably watch the third. Second one, probably not as good as the first, but it's still... Especially that first one, they had that one non-stop, I feel like it was a 10-minute action scene where they're driving in the cars. You remember that?
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that.
I remember, I was like, these are shots I ain't seen before. This is good action, and I love action, so that's just another action thing here. Another action, Boy Kills World.
The sequel to Boy Meets World, right?
And the prequel to Girl Meets World as well.
Just nestles right in there.
I just assume this is Corey when Topanga breaks up with him or something like that. He goes full-on savage. This was a movie we contemplated doing last week, and then we kind of were like, eh. But apparently, it bombed at the box offices with $1.6 million domestically. Producers say it was the biggest budgeted film to ever come out of South Africa.
Oh, I didn't know it was a South African film. Good on them, I guess.
Excuse my ignorance, is Skarsgård, is he Africano, or what is he exactly?
No, I mean, look at his last name, for instance.
I don't know. What,
He's,
Scars? Well, Scar the lion. I'm pretty sure that takes place in Africa. Checkmate.
Those directly correlate. I think he's from, like, Sweden or something.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sweden, South Africa, what's the diff?
Yeah, totally easy to confuse those two.
Is it just Charlize? She's South African. Any other actors?
Not off the top of my dome I can think of, nah.
Yeah, I was trying to see if the budget was on Wikipedia, but apparently it ain't showing. But
it must be they just don't want to see or show you how bad it is.
Yeah, I think they're... It said estimated 18 mil budget, according to Fandom Wire. And it's up to 2 mil now, so it's not looking great for him there.
Eeks. Yeah.
Ethan Hawke says his daughter, Maya Hawke, won't tell him Stranger Things Season 5 spoilers. Quote, she says, you got a big mouth.
Okay.
Did you know he had a daughter that was in Stranger Things?
Yeah, that's Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's kid. The prime example of Nepo baby, if we're talking Zooey Deschanel, move aside. Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know he was with Uma.
He was in the 90s for a snippet.
I thought Uma was dating
there.
Fallout Boy. And they had that song about her.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You never
I guess
heard
together,
that song?
That's about Uma Thurman?
I'm pretty sure it's called Uma Thurman.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was just news to me. I thought I'd shatter your world, but apparently not, so...
Well, I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint.
The opening scene from Finding Nemo was added last minute after Pixar got word they had made their first bad movie. Quote, originally you found out about Nemo's mom's death through flashbacks. Well, what do you think?
They did it right. Yeah. Because that just grips you right out the gate, you know?
Yeah, it's not a true Disney Pixar film without a tragic death within the first 3 minutes, you know? You to see a lot of death.
You love to see it.
And all that, but...
Yep.
But yeah, good call there. Fallout had 65 million viewers in its first 16 days of release.
Oh, very good, very good.
What do you think that ranks all time in Amazon shows?
Oh, it's probably... Well, they got a couple bangers. They got Invincible, they got The Boys. I know they like to inflate Rings of Power number and say that it's successful, but I highly doubt that.
You don't think so, huh?
Well, my humble opinion, though. No, I'd probably put that as a 1 or 2. I mean, The Boys is pretty popular, so definitely up in the top 3.
Number 2, The Great Rings of Power.
How dare you!
Number 1.
Are you serious?
I stand by. I don't hate the show, man. It's no movie. It's not even as good as The Hobbits per se, but I enjoyed it. I look forward to season 2, and I don't care what nobody says, okay?
All right. You're my friend, and that's okay. You're wrong, but it's okay that you can think that. Also, if season 2 ever comes out, we'll do a review of it. How about that? And we'll see how wrong you are.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see what those hobbitses are up to next and the hijinks ensue. Oh, man. Jeff Bridges confirms he's returning for #Tron Ares. You into those, Tron? You watched that last one?
Well, follow-up question. Who cares is what I have to say to that.
All right,
You're about
fair enough.
15 years too late and $1 short, in my opinion.
Yeah, honestly, I forgot about that movie. I probably hadn't thought about it in a day in my life since it came out. I did remember, renting it from Redbox and watching it and thinking there was some fun little colors or whatever, but...
Sure.
Yeah, not super into it per se.
Fair enough.
All right. The home media release of Kingdoms of the Planet of the Apes will include a version of the entire movie with the original footage of the actors in mocap suits. Who wants that? What? I don't know.
Wait a second. Are you serious?
I mean, I actually, now that I say it out loud, that sounds pretty fun. Like, imagine watching The Hobbit Smog, but the version with freaking Cumberbatch just like crawling on the floor.
Just riling all over the floor like a greasy little gross man. Yeah, that'd be fun.
But this one don't even got the goat circus in it, does it? Or does
I think it does. I think it might.
He's
I think
just
that's what we're doing
all
next
the
week.
apes here. Has he got a patent on them or something?
Yeah, well, he's got to. He's done so much of the legwork for those movies to be successful. I feel like he's got to be in them.
All right, well, we'll see. But yeah, it could be interesting. The Rock was allegedly constantly 7 to 8 hours late to work on his new film, Red One, which caused costs of around $50 million. People who previously worked with The Rock say he pees into water bottles to save time, which has upset crew members.
What? What did you just read to me?
I saw it a bunch of times. Here's another one I took. The Rock allegedly caused #Red One production to add $50 million to its budget due to being late. And then here's the bullets. Would show up 7 to 8 hours late regularly. Missed entire days of production. Made a habit of peeing into water bottles to save time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take a note of that. I'll try to save some time in my future of peeing some water bottles. Take a couple of notes out of his book.
Yeah, I guess
But
he's
wait,
like
what was this
showing
movie?
up. It's the Red One with Chris Evans, I believe.
The Red One. Interesting.
It hasn't come out yet.
Hmm.
It's something to follow up with that. If you recall,
That seems like a joke announcement.
I've seen it from multiple. I think it's an actual announcement thing here.
No, you know how like they like news presses that kind of generate buzz around a movie, the organic marketing to try to get some. You know what I mean? Maybe it's true.
So?
It just seems like a really weird thing to report on.
It is very weird. If you recall, I think a couple months back, Rebecca Ferguson, she was complaining, saying, I don't remember exactly what the quote was, but like she hated working with some actor. She finally stood up to him and said, you know, you can't do this to me. And then she never was in a film with the actor again. And everyone's like, who is it? Tom Cruise? Blah, blah, blah.
What movie were they in together?
Hercules.
Hold on, let me look it up. Oh, look at that. It was the Hercules movie they were in together.
Yeah. And then apparently they pulled up an old quote from The Rock where he says, hate seeing this, because they were asking about Ferguson. They're like, oh, you know, how could that be? And, you know, The Rock is like, hate seeing this, but, you know, love seeing her stand up to the BS. Rebecca's my guardian angel sent from heaven on set. I love this woman. I'd like to find out who did this. And then everyone's like, it's pretty obvious who it is now, right? And it just like reminds me of that, I think you should leave sketch with the hot dog. Like, we're all trying to find who did this.
Oh, man. Oh, geez, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so, you know, are people done with The Rock? I feel like people are kind of through with him, right? Like, I don't really know.
I've been through with him for about 10 years now. He's old and dusty and just in everything, and he's got his greasy little mitts everywhere. Just get him out of here, man, in my opinion.
Yeah, I believe they call him, like, movie Viagra, because he goes on all the movies, makes some money or whatever. But I feel like if you take the, like, wrestlers gone actor, he's probably, like, the three main ones. Him, Cena.
John Cena.
And
Bautista.
Like, as far as skill acting, I would take Bautista and Cena, personally.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But yeah. I don't hate The Rock, but, like, I can't really remember, like, what's the last, like, good film
movie he
was in, you know?
Yeah. Anyway.
So anyways, he's up to no good here. Chris Hemsworth Still can't forgive himself for Thor Love and Thunder. Quote, I got caught up in the improv and the wackiness. I became a parody of myself. I didn't stick the landing.
Is that what you tell your self at night, Christopher, to get yourself to sleep?
I'd give the old Derek Shepherd, Grey's Anatomy. I'm a man. I'm flawed.
Yeah. No, have you seen Love and Thunder?
I did.
What'd you think?
It was one, I remember watching it in theaters. It wasn't, like, great, but it's one of those, like, you watch it, and you're like, that was fine. And then the more weeks you go on, you're like, that was a terrible, like, it just, like, you just think back, and people are like, oh, you want to watch this? And I'm like, I will, nothing you can say to me will make me watch that movie again. And it's been, 3 years since it came out, 2 years, and I'm just like, that was pretty bad. I don't know.
Yeah, they wasted Christian Bale's talent with that movie, let me tell you.
I remember thinking Bale was pretty cool. Like, I thought I liked his character, but, yeah, it's kind of...
Nah.
Yeah. Adding on to this, Chris Hemsworth said he became frustrated with how Thor felt replaceable and like a security guard for the Avengers. Quote, I would read everyone else's lines and go, oh, they've got cooler stuff. They're having more fun. What's my character doing? It was always, you've got the wig on, you've got the muscles, you've got the costume. Yeah, I'm part of this big thing, but I'm probably pretty replaceable.
Yeah.
So he's not having a good week here. He's kind of having a midlife crisis, it sounds like.
Yeah, they definitely, peak MCU was Infinity War, in my opinion, but, yeah, I agree. They did him wrong, too.
Where does Chris Hemsworth rank in the Chris's, if I ask you?
In terms of looks?
No, just a list.
Because I definitely don't have a poster of him in my bedroom. No, I would say Evans is top, in my opinion, and then Pine, then Hemsworth. Or not Pine, sorry, Pratt. Hit Pine out.
Where's
of there.
Pine? Is he ahead of Hem?
He's a solid 4 or 5 under literally any other Chris.
Wait, so you're going Evans, Pratt,
Hemsworth,
and then Pine.
Chris Traeger from Parks and Rec.
Oh.
And then,
where's Ludacris, the Too
Pine.
Fast, Too Furious star?
Oh, Ludacris. Yeah, I like that.
What about Chris Brown, the Hayden Christensen's co-star from Takers? Any other Chris's
Oh,
here?
Yeah. No, doesn't count.
I think that I'd probably have a similar list. I think I'll throw Pratt number 1. I'm a fan of his.
Oh.
I think a part of me I watched him glow up. I was watching back in his, Parks and Rec overweight before anyone was in that, like I'd seen him grow. He's like a son to me, if you will.
Who's older than you? Yeah.
Jonathan Nolan on returning to the Dark Knight universe. Quote, wouldn't that be a dream? If I had the chance to go back and work on that again, absolutely. Would you be down for them?
Keep dreaming, Jonathan, because it's never going to happen.
You just don't touch it, leave it as.
Yeah, just leave it alone, man.
Fair with that.
If he were to go back into that universe and do like another character, that'd be interesting. But DC's got its a whole mess of problems as it stands. So just leave it alone.
Another character, like just have a whole Catwoman, Anne Hathaway.
Maybe, but just leave that Batman alone. I'd say.
I was watching the Dark Knight Rises.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot how bad that death scene with
Talia.
How did that make it past post? Where just like the worst acting death I honestly can remember in a movie in quite some time, and I'm like,
they must have ran out of footage, and they're like, that's the only one that's going to have to do.
Yep, that's it. That's the one take. Here we go. Game of Thrones showrunners David Benioff and D.B. Weiss originally planned on including Carsey and Hodor in the Army of the Dead for the long night, but eventually scrapped the idea. That would have been kind of fun to see zombie Hodor.
Yeah. They're, the D&D are really trying to stay relevant,
Yeah,
huh?
they're just, they're
like, guys, hear me out. We had plans.
Yeah, this would have been cool, right?
Yeah, you ruined it. You ruined it. You had your chance, you squandered it.
Yeah.
So don't talk to me again.
George Miller says the story for the next Mad Max film is complete. It takes place 1 year before Fury Road.
Interesting. So I know we got Furiosa coming up in a couple of weeks. So this would be a prequel. Wait, a sequel to the prequel.
Yes, but a prequel
right?
to the prequel.
To the fourth installment of the... Oh, gosh. Good luck trying to... Well, I guess that's what I like about Mad Max is that, I think I read an interview I heard somewhere where these are all just kind of stories. They don't really have to take place on the same time or whatever. It's just like he kind of does his own thing. So, and I trust him. He does some good stuff. I'm looking forward to Furiosa. So sure, bring it on. Is Tom Hardy coming back?
I don't know. I think they just wrote the script. He ain't spoiled nothing besides it's the year before, but I would hope so. I mean, I think that would get people on board here. So
Yeah, that'd get me going.
Is Tom Hardy, he's Max.
Yeah, he's more of a vessel of a person or a shell of a man because he doesn't really do anything in that movie, if I remember.
He's mad. He's making a lot of,
Yeah, he mostly
bait.
grunting is his... Yeah, that's bait. And he just got a weird, like, he doesn't really have an Australian accent, if I remember. I don't
Is
know.
he Australian?
Nah, he's British.
Okay.
As the day is long.
Well, then why, is it in Australia?
Yeah.
Mad Max?
Yeah. Why do you think everyone has outrageous accents?
Is that why they got Hemsworth?
Yeah.
It's all coming together now.
It's all piecing together like a puzzle.
Yes. Well, so is Mel Gibson mad? Are they supposed to be the same character?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
All right. I never seen the other ones, I'll be honest, because I heard they're quite boring, if I'm what I heard. You ever watch any of the other Mad Maxes?
I remember watching the second one as a kid, parts of the second one as a kid. I haven't seen it since then. I just remember people in like leather running amok, really. Just driving crazy cars, and yeah, that's it.
All right. Fair enough.
But Mad Max is great.
Yeah. I liked Fury Road. The more I see and hear about Furiosa, the more I'm getting excited to watch it, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting jazzed for it.
I hear it's got some good scenes, some good action.
Mm-hmm.
Winston Duke. You know who that is?
Yes. He was the M'Baku.
Black Panther friend. Wants to play Batman.
I hate to break it to you, no. Sure.
Why can't he play Batman?
Oh, the role's been filled. That's why.
All right. Hugh Jackman says wearing the comic Wolverine suit felt so right. Quote, I was like, how did we never do this? It looked so right.
Well, yeah, no, it looks great. I'm excited to see it.
I agree.
My one qualm, and you know I'm a costume guy. I like to pick it apart.
I know,
so
you're into that. You get off to costumes. All
this
right.
will go through your ear and out the other. I don't care. But just a minor complaint, and maybe they'll do it, but I wish his sleeves were off and showing his bare biceps. Just, that's all. I know there's a couple scenes in there, but just, that's all.
I just want to see that token adamantium. He's naked in the back to tank thing or whatever. He's got the tentacle things on him.
Sure.
Give me that. I want to see him break out from the water, screaming, claws coming out.
That's your iPhone screensaver, isn't it?
It sure is. Kevin Feige advised Hugh Jackman against returning as Wolverine. Quote, I said, don't come back. You had the greatest ending in history with Logan. That's not something we should undo.
Did Hugh Jackman say, well, I wouldn't have to come back if he didn't make such a mess of the MCU in the first place?
That's probably what he was thinking.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's all I got for announcements here.
All right. Very good. Maybe one of these days I'll get some announcements.
Nah,
but I
right.
got a question for you. Is
Yes.
what you been watching?
Ooh, well, remember how I said Godzilla -1 came out?
Mm-hmm.
I watched Godzilla -1.
And
it's pretty good.
yeah,
I'd say it's pretty easily the best Godzilla film.
really.
But not to, like, I haven't really been a huge fan of the Godzillas, if I'm, being completely honest. It's pretty enjoyable. I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 5.
Really?
Letterbox.
Okay.
It looks just as good as the other Godzillas, and it's probably like a 10th of the budget.
Yeah. Was it 15 million or so?
Yeah, I think it was like 10 million or 15. Remember how we had qualms with the other Godzillas because it focuses on the characters, and we're like, I don't care about whoever
Millie
this
Bobby
lady
Brown,
with
yeah.
this terrible haircut is, and
Mhm,
blah, 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 podcaster.
Sure.
This one, it spends probably more time on the characters, but you actually care about the characters, Like it doesn't seem forced like the other one does.
Yeah.
And it seems more stakes, because this is an Asian film.
Sure.
I believe Korea or Jap?
Japanese, I think.
I'll say Japan. It is, well, it takes place in Japan, so in theory, probably Japanese, but
Yeah.
those Asians, they don't mess around. They'll kill a character, they'll do whatever, they'll slay a kid, whatever it is. I feel like there's always more stakes in those Asian films.
Yeah.
And they just know how to do it better,
They
if
just
we're
go
being
for
honest.
it, yeah.
They're like, we're not worried about offending anyone. We're going to do this however we want it. And they got that thrilling factor. You're not just assuming there's going to be a happy ending like you would in watching Godzilla X Kong,
Well, and they have the best trump card against us Americans if we don't like their movie. They say, hey, you remember in the 60s? So let us do what we want.
And then we say, hey, remember in the 60s? You better watch the way you're talking to me.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was a good film. Also watched finished Sleepless in Seattle.
Nice. Very good.
It was mid, if I'm being honest. It was kind of boring. I'd probably give it like a 2.5.
Yeah, You Got Mail's better in my opinion.
It is better in my opinion. And then I watched a film called Remember the Titans. You seen this?
Ah, yes. Very good. The movie that ended racism.
It sure did. And yeah, we were talking about The Goose, and I was like, I haven't seen that movie in 10 years.
Yeah.
The wife had never seen it, put it up. Oh, it holds up. May I tell you, it was better than I even remember. I'm giving that a 4.5. It's got comedy. Honestly, I'm not even I don't think I'm joking here. It might be Denzel's best movie. He's fantastic in it. He's so good, man.
All right. I'll have to check it out. I mean, I've seen it. I remember seeing it as a kid, but...
It's a lot funnier than I remember.
Oh, yeah?
I will say the football scenes, just ignore those, because, yeah, I'm pretty sure Ryan Gosling's never, caught a football in his life, and the actors have never tackled a player in their life.
Yeah, lots of close-up shots to make him look like stuff is happening.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. It's like a Taylor Swift music video, You Belong With Me style. Okay. And you're not a huge football guy, are you, Steve?
Not particularly, no.
But you understand the sport.
I understand the downs and the quarters and the bases running.
I know you got the downs here.
Yeah, and very good.
The last play, it's the state championship. 10 seconds left. They got to go 75 yards. What do you think you would do if you got one play left? What do you think?
If I'm playing my NCAA 2K05, yeah. I'd go for a Hail Mary and just spam that triangle button, you know what I'm saying?
Now, let me tell you what they do in this.
What?
They run a reverse, so they have someone just they hand the ball off and he runs 75 yards and scores. And I'm just like, I mean, I'm happy it worked for you, but
they give him the old Forrest
that gets
Gump
a coach
play.
fired. Yeah, what type of play call is that, coach?
Yeah.
If I was a player and he's like, all right, we're just going to run a reverse here, I'd be like, are you serious? Like, no, we're calling an audible. We're not doing that. You got to be kidding me here.
Yeah.
But it worked for him. Going off of, I watched that and I said, you know what? This movie ended racism, but I want to delve in a little more. So I pop on Glory Road. You seen that movie?
Is that not Coach Carter? No, that's Coach Carter.
It's
Samuel L. Jackson. Is that the one?
No, that's Coach Carter.
Dang it! I don't know, man.
This is the other Disney race, Remember the Titans, but for basketball.
But for basketball, yep. Okay.
It's got that guy from
the Hulk.
The Beautiful Mind.
Yeah, he's got that. He's like Bradley Cooper. If I had to draw him from memory.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that movie. It's kind of crazy. I mean, it's not as good as Remember the Titans, but it's still enjoyable. I'd probably give that like a 3.5.
Okay.
And then I watched Devil Wears Prada.
Ah, yes, excellent.
I'll be honest, it was like a 3, maybe 2.5. I wasn't super into it.
AKA whiplash for fashion designers. Is that?
But yeah, I definitely see the whiplash for fashion. That was pretty spot on there. But yeah, that's all I watch. You watch anything, Steve?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of sitcoms. I love me some Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And ever since those movies have left, there's been a void in my heart. And so on Hulu, there's a couple of shows that my wife and I have been watching. One is Animal Control with Jeff Winger from Community. Joel McHale is his real name. That one's pretty good. It's a slow start. You know, it's still finding its footing in its first and second season, but it's pretty funny if you want to just put something on in the background and kind of watch it. And then the other one I've been watching is Abbott Elementary, which is, in my opinion, much better. That's more akin to Parks and Rec, that kind of pseudo, like, mockumentary style, kind of The Office type deal. But, that one's really good. I think it's super funny. Really good actresses in there, and it's pretty good. It's a good watch. You can put it on the background, but I like to actually, like, watch it because it's pretty good, so... Yeah, those two are what I've been watching this week and having a good old time watching them. So, yeah. I think it's time to dive right into the movie we're going to be talking about this week. And this week we're going to be talking about the movie The Fall Guy, starring hit names, some stars, Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Winston Duke, and Hannah Waddingham. Which is, in my opinion, one of the most British sounding names I've ever heard.
Is that the producer, Ted Lasso?
Yep,
Okay.
Yep. She looks better as a blonde, in my opinion. But no, this movie is from director David Leitch, and you know him from great films such as Bullet Train, Deadpool 2, Atomic Blonde, and one of your favorite movies, John Wick. So this guy's got some bangers under his belt, and if you ask me. Chris, you want to just give us a quick little no-spoilers rundown of the plot for us?
Yeah, so you got Ryan Gosling. He's a stuntman. Best in the biz. And you got Emily Blunt. She is a director. Something happens in the beginning, and they had a fling, and then they kind of broke it off. And then a couple years back, Gosling's trying to win her over again. So he comes back on to her first directorial movie, trying to be the stuntman. Hijinks ensue, and they may or may not find love.
Yeah. You are missing a very key point of the story, though.
Oh, what is it?
No, Ryan Gosling comes back after some hiatus from his stunt work, and... He is tasked to help find the leading star of Emily Blunt's movie who's gone missing.
I'm sorry, that sounds like a spoiler to me.
It's not. It's in the trailer, bro.
Well, it's still technically a spoiler. I was trying to avoid it, but
Okay,
go
well, I
on, then.
messed up then.
No, you keep going here, all right?
All right, well, that's...
I can't promise Steve won't say the ending here, man. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
maintain it's fair game because it's in the trailer. Anyway, so that was the only point. Sorry, Chris. But other than that, there's hijinks ensue and all manner of things happen. But in your opinion, would you recommend people to go see this in theaters or not?
In theaters, I would probably wait for it to hit the stream if you're asking me.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the movie. It's not a bad theater watch.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably give it at least a 3.5. Get me drunk enough, I might tip it to a 4.
Sure,
what are you thinking?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'd like a 3.5, maybe 4. I saw this in the theaters, and it was a heck of a time. I loved it. I thought it was real fun. Just a fun movie. It's got charm coming out the wazoo. It's got romance. It's got comedy, action, great stunts. Really just a winner in my book, if you ask me. So yeah, I'd recommend, if you have time, go see it in the theaters, because there's some sequences that are big and loud and dumb and fun that you only get in the theaters. But see it at home too.
Yeah.
Just see it, if is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. If you got the cash or you got a $5 Tuesday or something,
Yeah.
Get a sitter for the kid, go for it here. But it's not one in my mind that's like, oh, you gotta see this. You can't wait 3 months or whatever for it to, hit digital.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with Steven. And all those things. It's funny. It's charming. Ryan Gosling, man, he's a great actor and underrated funny actor, if you ask me.
Yes, a man among many talents, or a man among men with many talents is what I was trying to say. Just, he killed it at this role. Just super funny, charming, and that's all I gotta say about him without spoiling stuff.
Yeah, I'd say even watching back, Remember the Titans, one of his first films, he's hilarious. He's tap dancing, he's laughing, he's saying fight, he's doing it all, man.
Yeah.
And he's not quite like, he's kind of like Ken level, silly, if you will. He's kind of a silly guy.
Oh, he's much more competent than Ken, I feel, but...
Oh, he's more competent, sure.
Yeah.
But it's kind of it's silly, is what I'm saying.
The silly, fun role for him, yeah.
In your mind, Steve, what are the best rom-coms of the last decade? What are some that you're like, they step out? Like, these are the best of the best.
Oh, okay. Well
so I'm wondering where this ranks here.
Because it's top of mind, Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh, yes.
One of the best. One of my personal favorites, it's called About Time. I don't know if you ever seen that one.
That's like my favorite, man.
Oh, chef's kiss there.
Oh, yeah. Chef's kiss. Tears running through my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking about it. But it's so funny. But it brings you to tears. All right, what else you got?
I love me a Proposal. The Proposal with
that's a good one.
Reynolds. Well, those are just off the top of my dome. What about you?
Big Sick, you seen that?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I like that one a lot.
That's a good one.
It has probably the funniest 9/11 joke I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, yeah.
So I won't spoil it for you here, but go watch it on YouTube.
Or like the drive. Do you remember the drive-through scene?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I forget what he says. Who's this we, man? It's just you and me.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
It's my first day here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is, it might be in my top 10, because I'd say those ones we said are still better, but to me this is better than you remember that Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum movie that came out a couple of years ago?
Oh, I think it's called The Lost City, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
it's
you
better
watch
than
that one?
Oh, yeah. No, this is way better than that.
That's what I was afraid this would be, because I remember kind of being excited for that one, because I'm like, comedy, good actors, actresses, but I just remember that one, I was just like, this isn't that great. I was a little afraid this one would be like that, but I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. The term rom-com doesn't immediately come to my mind when I think of this movie, but there was some definite like funny rom-com moments in there. And now that you mention it, it is like I would classify as a soft rom-com because I classify it as more of an action movie, but it can fit in both of those categories. So good on you, movie, for doing that. It's
trans-genre, if you will. Non-binary.
Yes. Very good. I like that. Topical and appropriate. Good job, Chris.
Yeah, I'd say it's not really, I guess, there is romance parts. I guess just comedies in general, I feel like this is, at least in the last couple of years, I remember I liked Dungeons and Dragons. Like, that was probably the last, like, real funny movie. Yeah. And I'd say this is like a step below that.
Fair. That's fair.
Like, I'd say in the last real funny movie is probably like Date Night for me. That's probably the best movie I've laughed in, and like
that was
the
a
last
good one,
5 years. I remember that one chuckling, and Dungeons and Dragons. But it's hard for me to really sit down and have a good chuckle at a movie these days. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm becoming senile. Maybe these movies are not being what they used to. I don't know what it is. But this one, I had a good chuckle.
Yeah. I had a few chuckles. So it's again, it falls into a bunch of categories. There's some great romance. I mean, I saw it with my wife and she loved it. She thought it was hilarious. She loved the action. She's not a huge action movie. She thought the romance was really good, so it's a fun date night movie if you want to take your girl out.
That's true.
So, yeah, it's another good reason for that, too, I guess.
Where would you rank this out of our 2024 films we've podcast on?
Ooh, okay, so Dune 2 is definitely number 1 so far. Hold on, I have to look up our episodes. What would you put it as?
It might be, for me, it's like between this and Roadhouse.
Oh, okay.
I know I like Roadhouse more than you, but
yeah,
I think I might still go Roadhouse
for number 2.
Definitely in my top 3. It's better than Kong.
Yeah, better than Argyle.
Oh yeah, this movie is what pretty sure Argyle thought it would be, and what I thought Argyle would be was this movie. Like, it's lighthearted, more funny, and better action and all that.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
And I'd say this is top 3 so far for me. Like, I feel like Monkey Man might be technically a better movie, but I'm not really, like, I could watch this again in like a year. I don't think I'll probably watch Monkey Man for a while,
Agreed. Totally. Yeah, no, I'd put it in my top 3 so far. Maybe top 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess with that being said, you want to dive into the spoiler section?
Yeah, sure. So, a little more summary here. If you haven't seen it, I'd still recommend seeing it, but, here you go. Last warning. I'm telling you, I'm gonna spoil it here. It starts off, he's a stuntman, and him and Emma, they got their fling, hey, going to margaritas, might do something dangerous, yada, yada. And he's doing a stunt, and something bad happens, and he gets hurt.
Injured.
Crippled. He falls.
He really pulls a Stephen Hawking's and put in a wheelchair for a bit, I assume.
Yeah, he's hockey and he's Special Olympics, he is, and he ghosts Emily. And she's heartbroken, and he's doing his own thing. He's being a chauffeur at some Mexican restaurant or something. And then he gets a call from Ted Lasso, British gal, who I believe is a producer or something.
Yeah.
Producer, like, hey, Emily Blunt, whatever that character's name is, wants you back. Julie.
Jody.
She wants you to... Jody. She wants you to come back and be a stuntman. And he's like, ooh, and he's still into Emily. He's like, all right, she wants me back. It's her directorial debut. She's a director now. In the beginning, she was just some cinematographer.
Camera lady, yeah.
Some useless person.
Not that they're not important.
No, they aren't, according to Zooey Deschanel. Don't forget. And so he comes back, And she didn't even know he was coming. She was like, I never told so-and-so that you're coming, and she's kind of mad because he's been ghosting her. And there's a pretty funny scene where he's sitting in his car and Taylor Swift's All Too Well pops up. It was, I was laughing.
That was funny. That was a funny bit.
It was pretty funny. And then they talking, and they're kind of, she's mad. He's trying to win her back. And then the main plot thickens. Mm-hmm. And then she, the British, her name is Gail.
Gail the Snail.
Gail the Snail. She says, Aaron Craven is missing. And I don't want to tell the police because it's going to be bad for production. They'll probably shut down the production. And then, Emily Blunt, Jodie, the girl you're in love with, her movie's going to get shut down and she'll probably never direct a day in her life. So he said, all right, well, I'll do it for Jodie here. So she says, you got to find Craven. Go to his place here. So he shows up, breaks in, got the code, and then he gets attacked by Craven's girlfriend, played by Teresa Palmer.
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
Oh. There you go.
Pretty sure. Yeah, it was. He's going through all this thing. He's following this trail. Oh, go meet this hotel. He gets drugged. He sees unicorns. He goes to this hotel. He sees a dead body in a bathtub.
What?
And he goes, tells the police, there's a body in here. And they go up, no body. And then, there's no body. There's no nose. Nobody knows.
Very good.
And then basically, he's going on this thing here. It ends up, the actor, they uncover his cell phone, there's a video, and he actually kills the stuntman on accident at a party. And there's video evidence. That was the dead person in the tub. He and his goons, and that British bloke, Gale, the snail, they're trying to frame poor Colt, is his name. Ryan Gosling.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's framed for murder and, fakes his own death. They do this thing at the end of the climax film here where the actor's coming back thinking he's, safe. And then Ryan Gosling is in a car and they're doing a stunt and he gets him to confess on the wire. And then the British lady Gail ends up stealing the audio at gunpoint and flying away on a helicopter somehow. I don't know how she learned how to escape via how to fly. And then
she got a pilot.
No, she was flying it.
No, she wasn't.
Wasn't she?
No.
I'm pretty sure she was. It was just her and the actor.
I'm pretty sure there was a dude flying the helicopter.
In my mind, she was flying it.
Well, your mind's wrong.
I mean, it could be wrong. Let us know in the comments below if I'm crazy or Steven's crazy here. And then it ends up, clears his name, gets the girl, and they fire Craven and they cast Khal Drogo. The end.
Very well put. Yeah. No, there's a fun... Did you like the Dune parody reference there?
Yeah. A lot of Dune... That was pretty fun. They even had the music and all that.
Yeah. It was good. I think I did have a couple of qualms, if you'll indulge me here.
Yes, I will.
So, I feel like the pacing was a bit weird, just in my opinion. Because, he gets there, and Gail's like, hey, you need to find Aaron Taylor Johnson real quick. It's paramount that you find him within, a day or two. And so, he did his whole thing. He got drugged and everything, was finding him. The next day, he's back on set, and they're just, having a grand old time. And I'm like, I thought it was really urgent for him to find Aaron Taylor Johnson until it wasn't. Did you get that sense, or maybe that's just me?
No, I did as well. I hear you there.
Yeah. Do you have any qualms, any negatives about the movie?
Well, the movie is...
long, in your opinion?
126 minutes.
There it is, you prude.
Which, me.
Yeah.
If it's over 2 hours, it's got to be, making me contemplate life. It's got to...
Yeah.
I got to change my habits. I gotta start waking up early, become a vegan, whatever it is. It's gotta be life-changing if you're giving me more than 2 hours. And this gives me 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Mm.
And I wouldn't say it's life-changing. I feel like they could have cut down.
Just a little bit,
Trim the fat a bit here because, like, for example, there's a scene where he gets on set and she's mad and he's talking.
Mm.
And she's talking through the little speakerphone, whatever, microphone. What do you call those things?
You almost had it. You almost had it.
I'm slowly getting there. She's talking through her megaphone. Hey, she was mad at him and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, oh, something, something. And she keeps making him redo this stunt over and over, like, probably 6 times or something, and they're doing this, and I'm like, something like that. You could cut that down to me. Like, I'd say it's got a little Love and Thunder, if you know what I mean. Where, like,
a bit meandering.
Yeah, like, they do a lot of jokes, and in fairness, a lot of them hit, but a lot of them don't, and it just kind of, like, lingers a little.
Yeah. Like you're like, oh, they left that just for the audience to laugh for a couple seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. Or even like the joke itself is like, oh, was that supposed to be where am I supposed to laugh? Like, it's not like the whole thing. I'd say more hits than misses. Again, I'm a fan of the movie, but not all hits, sadly,
Yeah. No, I get that.
I guess those are kind of my main qualms, but I think they could have, like the beginning, could have trimmed that a little bit. I like more of the get to the action comedy.
Yeah. Totes agree, brah.
Any other qualms for you here?
No, I mean that was the same one I had. They could have trimmed it. I think they could have cut out the whole scene where he goes to the bar and fights him. That would have trimmed off maybe like 10-15 minutes, which would have made a difference.
Yeah, I actually like that scene.
Okay, well then never mind.
Yeah, I actually have that in my pros. And I thought it was a cool. They drug him and he sees unicorns and he's fighting. I was like, that's a cool scene. I turned to my wife, that was a fun scene. This is cool, wow.
And the guy next to you was like, shut up.
Yeah. There was one guy in my theater that was just laughing, man.
Hooting and hollering.
Yeah, it'd be like something would happen. He got like stabbed or something and he's like, ah! And I was like, I guess that is funny. I'll laugh with you.
Oh, that's good.
But, yeah, no, I like that scene personally. I like the split screen.
Oh, that was a cute scene. I like that one too.
I thought that was kind of fun,
Yeah.
The action is good.
Yep, definitely.
It's better than I thought it'd be. I guess I forgot it was from the directors of John Wick and all that.
Yeah.
It's good action, and I like action here. So
yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
So I guess the number one reason this movie works for me is 3 syllables. Ryan Gosling. No, wait. Let me redo that. The number one reason this movie... Gosh dang it. Okay. Sorry, future Chris. You have to cut this out so I don't look like a moron. The number one reason this... Oh, gosh. Okay. All right. Here we go. The number one movie this reason works for me is Ryan Gosling. Because the Goose has done it again. Bloody... he really nails the comedic charm, the action, just firing on all cylinders. Bloody's peak physique, I think. I've never seen him in better shape. I don't think so, but really, I feel like he needs a masseuse for his shoulders from carrying this movie, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I was thinking about it. I was like, the best actors are known for having multiple banger roles, in different genres to their name. So you think about like Leonardo DiCaprio, you got Titanic, Departed, Aviator, all these different ones, all bangers. And I feel like Ryan Gosling fits that mold too, because there's so many like iconic roles that he's done. And I would slot this one in too, because it's iconic. I love it. He did a great job. All I can say about it is like, he can do it all. He can do action, drama, romance, comedy, bloody, jack of all trades. And that was the best part about this movie for me, is seeing Ryan really just flex his arms for one and acting chops, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely the best part here. And I'd say him and Emily, they got chemistry in the film.
Oh, for sure, Z's, yeah.
It works.
It
sometimes, like that Channing Tatum, what was that one? Sandra Bullock
The Lost
one.
City.
Like,
yeah.
It wasn't a ton of chemistry for me. It wasn't really working. But this one, it works, you know?
Yeah. No,
and
definitely agree.
He's amazing. Where does he rank? Is he your number one Ryan?
Ooh, oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, if we're talking celebrity crushes, mine goes Henry Cavill, and then right below him, Ryan Gosling. Yeah, but for sure, better than Ryan Reynolds.
Who's your third? Who's your top three?
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to come back at you with that. What about you? Is he your top Ryan?
He probably is.
Yeah.
I like Reynolds, but I feel like Reynolds is in a lot. He's not in as many good movies. Gosling is
banger
pretty much
after banger.
It's always a good movie. Reynolds, he'll have like the Adam Project or something where like, all right,
the Red Notice, yeah.
The Red Notice. Like he'll have some of those, and you know when you think about it, you're like, oh, Ryan Reynolds, you know, funny. Like, you always think of him as a funny guy. You know, he's a funny guy, but I think I laugh more at Ryan Gosling. I think he's a better comedy actor.
Yeah. If we're pinning Ryan against Ryan, Gosling's funnier, better looking in my opinion, and better actor. So it's a easy choice for me.
I think hotter. I'd still go Ryan Reynolds as hotter if you ask me personally.
Fair enough.
But again, I like Reynolds here, but I think I finally switched over to the Goose, is what I'm saying.
Good on you. Welcome to our side.
Yeah.
Another great reason I love this movie is it really shines a light on all the stuntmen. Because I was kind of ignorant to all the stuff and all the work that goes on with stunts in Hollywood. But this movie shows all the great passion, you know, that stuntmen have to go through and really have for these things. Because I look at that stuff. I don't know if you stayed for the B-roll footage at the end. But like any one of those things with my fat, you know, sedentary body would just be broken for months after one of those things. You know what I mean? So hats off to all you guys. The passion really shows through. The director, David Leitch, was a stunt coordinator. So he knows his stuff, man. And just like in Godzilla -1, the director of that was he was a VFX guy, I believe. So like, these guys know their trade, you know, they've been in the trenches and they've seen how movies have to be made if you want to do it the right way. Yeah, just hats off to him because I think he did a great job and the stunts were great. I think my favorite stunt, if we're talking stunts here, was the garbage truck. That was pretty fun.
Oh, yes.
Just
I think my favorite was the end when he jumps out the helicopter. I thought that was cool.
That was very good.
Well,
yeah.
But garbage truck was, I mean, it was a lot of good stunts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Again, more pros than cons. I think I'll go 4-star. What should we put for the official letterbox here?
Ooh, it's definitely between 3.5 and 4 for me. And
yeah, I might put it 4. I think
go for it. Do it. You do you.
All right, I'm putting it at 4 here, which means a good film. I recommend.
Well, I got a couple of fun facts that I looked up, if you'll allow me.
I will allow.
This movie, this just sounded like a parent who was like, fine, go ahead. You know?
Yeah, all right, let's get this over with.
All right. Apparently this movie had been in development since 2010. Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves, Nicolas Cage, Jason Statham, and Dwayne Johnson were all eyed to play Colt Seavers over the years. And what a different movie that would have been. I think they did it right with the
Read
Goose.
from the beginning again?
Who
were the first couple?
Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves, Nicolas Cage, Jason Statham, and Dwayne Johnson.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't Dwayne Piss in a Bottle Johnson. Or, sorry, let me retake that. Dwayne Piss in a Bottle with his Johnson.
Very good, very good. That was very good. Okay, so with 8.5 car rolls, this movie breaks the record for most car rolls. So.
Oh, they said that in the movie. I didn't know it was. How meta of them.
How meta of them, yes. During the mid-credit scene, the police arrive on scene to arrest Gail and Tom. The police officers were played by the original Fall Guy TV show cast, Lee Majors and Heather Thomas. Did you know this was loosely based on a TV show from the 80s?
Nope, not a clue.
Well, now you know.
Wow, all right.
Yeah, I guess some of the negative comments were like, this is a disgrace to the TV show. It doesn't have anything to do with the blah, 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 stupid, blah, 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 blah. And I maintain, like, hey, I didn't know that TV show existed, and now I might check it out, so...
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't, but
well,
now,
I won't
heard
either.
of
It's
it.
just what I say to them, the
Sorry.
naysayers, You already got to put me on blast. With that being said, you know what it's time for, Chris?
Let me guess. It's time for Unhinged Reviews.
That's the one. Oh boy. Let's go. So I got a few here these are all from Letterboxd. I looked some up on Google, but they weren't as good. So this one's from Gabriel AGG, half star, says, not even my IBS can deliver such crap.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, jeez.
I disagree.
I fully disagree too, yeah. All right. This next one is half star from Alexander337. It says, whoever edited, whoever produced the music, whoever wrote this needs to be fired and removed from Hollywood because, oh my, if it wasn't already AI, then I think AI would have done a better job. F this was crap. So it's like, F this was crap. Sorry, I just don't swear. I knew within 12 minutes of watching that I should have left and gone to the cinema next door to watch Challengers for the third time. Yeah. Really wanted to watch Zendaya get laid again.
I guess. Wow. 3 times, huh?
This one is from Ted, half star. He says, I usually do joke reviews or no review at all, but I couldn't get past the fact that this feels like one of the most unintentionally vile and insulting things I think I've ever seen. A film ostensibly about getting you to be more aware and appreciative of, quote, the magic of the movies, that instead just reminds me of everything I hate about them. Yeah.
What does he hate?
I don't know.
Behind the scenes?
I guess. I mean, it seems like a real cynic, Ted. Maybe you should get that checked out.
All these negatives here, man.
Well, I got some positives here. This one's from
right.
David Ehrlich, 3.5 stars. Says, well, I guess it's not positive. Sorry. It says 3.5 stars. Says, I tweeted that I liked a David Leitch movie, and another director immediately texted me to ask if I'd been kidnapped. This one's from the Film Drunk.
These have good movies, man.
I know, right?
What is this? All right. Sorry. I'm getting
no, you're good. I agree. I agree with you. This one's from the Film Drunk, 3.5 stars. A lot of flaws are given when you have Ryan Gosling operating at a Michael Jordan levels of charm. And that's a great way to put it, in my opinion.
Oh, he said flaws are forgiven. Yeah, that's pretty... Yeah, it's true. I'm not looking at the background here from when I got Ryan's beautiful face in front of me.
Yeah, most def. Well, with all that being said, it's a great film. Had a great time. It was a perfect escape movie. That's what movies are about, in my opinion. Just escape from the world, go watch people fall in love, go watch people get in fights and drive cars, have fun with little dogs and stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Good stuff. Check it out. I appreciate you listening here. What should we be doing next week here, Steve? What's coming out?
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You think they got a green screen monkey human theater cut going out or nah?
Boy, I sure hope so. That'd be something else. She accidentally puts that in and I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. Excuse me.
Can I get my ticket refund here?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm excited for that one. And yeah, let us know if there's any other films coming out that you want us to review. And feel free to like, comment, subscribe.
Follow us on our YouTube channel, Instagram, all that goodness. Send us an email, I dare you to.
Yeah, send Steve an email saying
even
what
if it just says your hair stinks or you suck or something. Just something, man.
Say something like, I know where you live. I don't like your laugh. You need to quit here. Whatever it is, just let them know the email works. What if the email's just not been working?
I need to know if it works.
He needs to know. Anyways, thanks for listening.
Thanks
Talk to you
for
next week. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Steel popcorn pocket. That's it. That's the intro.